Good morning, Reed here. Thanks for joining me today as I walk around Orchestra Farm, my little pre-work walkabout. And a couple of things I'm thinking about today is I've been reading this book called The E-Myth. E in this case stands for entrepreneur, and brings up some interesting thoughts. One of which is this idea of, like, for those of you who are entrepreneurs or become entrepreneurs, there's these three different parts of it: technician, entrepreneur, and a manager. And so the technician likes to, like, build stuff and do stuff. The manager likes to organize stuff. And my understanding of the entrepreneur is they like to make the game that is the business. And you get into this notion that a lot of entrepreneurs, see all that manure? Fresh sheep manure? Well, fresh is maybe not the right word. It's been sitting out there all year. A little bit more to spread it to that. But the technician is, like, doing something, making cakes, making widgets, whatever they're doing, and then they have, like, this epiphany of, like, this could be a business. Only the technician doesn't know how to, like, organize and run a business. That's where you need your manager and your entrepreneur aspects. And that's interesting. The squash patch, I mean, we've been having pretty chill weather. It's looking pretty mild right now. And so the pieces with, like, obviously organizing as a managerial thing is pretty straightforward, at least from a conceptual context. Whereas the entrepreneur and setting up the business, later on in the book they get into this idea of it's setting up a game that, keeps people engaged, both as an employee aspect along with a customer aspect. And I frequently like to look at life as a game. The crossover there is intriguing to me. And I've got this brother challenge that I've spoken to a few different times, wherein my brothers and I, and it's a brother challenge because we don't have sisters, but it's set up in this way of who can live the best life, and to celebrate each other as we, like, succeed at that, and to witness each other when we fall short of it, and then to ideally encourage each of us to continue to do better, whether it is you've, like, succeeded or not. And it's amazing as we learn to, like, gamify life, and we learn to, like, set the gauge appropriately. Ooh, yeah, raspberries. Winning. Yeah, I gotta take my kids here again. Do some more harvesting. I was chatting with a friend. Oh, it must have been a month ago now. And this idea of the game came up. And it was related to earning money. And I was actually chatting with two different friends. And so one of them was relating to this notion of, like, earning money as a game. And the other one was like, yeah, that doesn't really feel good to me. And that curiosity of, like, I have personally transitioned from, when I was a young man, kind of seeing money as evil because of all the nasty stuff that's happening in the world, and recognizing how money is kind of, like, behind a lot of it. And then as I've transitioned out of that into No, money is actually a good thing. And there's a heap ton of good in the world. Oh yeah, my favorite ones. Golden raspberries. These, my friends. Oh, that's amazing. And that notion of not only is money a good thing, but it does a lot of good in the world. And the question becomes, well, yeah, when this is a game, when I can ask the question of, how do I continue to excel at the game? I don't necessarily know that there's like a winning the game moment, but if you win the game, then the game is over, right? Because there's a winner. So, to me, that's like that end of life moment. If you win the game, you left it better than you found it. That's how I take that. And putting all these pieces together actually seems like it makes a lot of sense. Life is a game. Can you live your best life? Business is a game. Are you feeling good in your business? And, are you able to stack the cash or whatever the assets are so that you can do the things and help in the ways that you want to help? Because that's like the curious thing of like, hey, you get good at the game of money, then you can allocate it as you see fit. And then that's where I'm like, oh yeah, I could actually be helping a lot more people, ecosystems with more money. And then feeling like I'm winning. And it can be that triple win thing of I win, you win, we all win, which is a personal goal. With that, I hope that you're winning your game. I hope that it's challenging enough to keep it interesting and not so hard that it just feels like suffering. Feel free to check out my music. I got a new album that's going to be coming out, maybe September, October. I haven't quite figured out the release date yet. And hoping to be launching some, I struggled with the word for it. But there are some guides that you'll be able to download off my website. The first one should be coming for the 1st of July, at which point this video will already be shared. So you ought to be able to find a link in the description down below. So check that out. That's for a tea ritual, what my wife and I do every morning to help you become more grounded, be more present, and experience more connection. With that, thanks for watching this video. Thanks for liking it. Thanks for sharing the video. Thanks for asking any questions you have. Like, what are the games that you're playing right now? And how are they going? Remember to have too much fun.